Does lead you to think, though, that where exactly is this Visage going to go? I would say
Mm.
much more likely now that they're assuming it's going to be mid, just because they got rid of the Death Prophet, they got rid of the Bat Rider, those heroes that in a solo lane could just do a lot of that, lots of small instances of damage, basically. Puck is a good answer to it because, well, you might not be able to damage Visage an incredible amount, but you're not going to get hit by the Soul Assumption. You're
10
always going to have the
seconds
Phase Shift,
remaining.
the Illusory Orb, and the Jaunt to be able to uh, juke out a
5
lot of the damage
seconds
that Visage is
remaining.
trying to pump out into you in lane. So actually, I quite like this Puck pick. It's also just something else that's going to hold people in place to emphasize the strength of the Dawnbreaker ultimate, and of course, Medusa just standing there and right clicking. So TNC's draft is better for mine as of right now.
Yeah, 100% agree. I struggle to see. Well, they got no answer to the puck, and this is a big concern because teams have been first phasing the puck and have still very comfortable playing it into multiple counters. They feel like this hero, I mean, you just mentioned the Dawnbreaker being the flavor of the month. I think puck is also the flavor of the month. It's kind of swapped the Storm Spirit out, put the puck in. And yeah, the fact they've got no counters is a big concern. Also pairs up very nicely with the first two heroes they have. It's an interesting route for TNC. The Instant Silence, very nice versus the Brewmaster, but they don't have the greatest setup for the Mystic Flare.
Got a little right. Like I agree. They need something else for stunning,
10
but
seconds
again,
remaining.
Gravekeeper's cloak will just evaporate with the Mystic Flare. So as long as you
Dire
are able
team
to actually hit
back.
it, maybe he's going to go for an ATOS. You know, Visage not really one of those heroes that loves to go into a BKB. So if you just ATOS, silence him, he can't stone form, and then you just drop the Mystic Flare, and you're having a great time.
I do think this is probably one of the better picks Neon could have gone for in regards to just an answer to the 10
Mm.
seconds And remaining. also in
Yep.
the game, I feel like you need to now end this game really
Mm.
early with the heroes they have, and they can kind of do that. Like DK, Visage, Enchantress, you got the Brewmaster with the early ultimates, you can play it as a support and can just really swarm into the team fights early, which could be a big
I,
factor to how tanky they are.
I just want to know where Neon are going to lane these heroes because I feel like the DK probably should go mid against the puck.
Yep.
But then where does the Visage go? You
10
know, is it
seconds
3? And then if
remaining.
so, where does the Brewmaster go? Well, 5 Brewmaster is typically better than 4
5
Brewmaster,
seconds
but
remaining.
Chuan is pretty much their Enchantress player. So, like, how are they going to switch this around? This feels like they're being incredibly responsive to whatever TNC is doing. I really feel like TNC are dictating how this draft goes, which is how you're supposed to play it when you've got the first pick, but still, I feel like Neon are just going to be behind the 8 ball continuously.
Yeah. I 100% agree that I feel like they are kind of following TNC's lead, but I think the DK kind of helps a little bit out with the issues they had. I think now you
Yeah.
can double down on ending the game early and not trying to get to the stage where Dusa can just slaughter you, because it will get to that stage and it's going to get there pretty fast, but it does also give you a pretty decent puck answer, some ways to take objectives early, which you need. So I do like this pick for DK, but 100% in agreement that I feel like TNC very much in the lead with this draft.
I think TNC need a stun though. They get rid of the Legion Commander and the Sand King. Pretty good, to be honest. DK's also been removed. What else is there? I mean, the Centaurs are not great. It's not a stun, but Underlord wouldn't be horrible here. Just to be able to defend against a lot of that push we were talking about. The route to be able to set up for the Skyreth Mage and the
10
Medusa and the
seconds
Dawnbreaker
remaining.
ultimate. I was also thinking down the lines of
5 seconds remaining.
Nope, lost it. Phoenix. Phoenix was the other one, but again, it's not a stun, right? But Phoenix is incredibly good against the DK. It's good against the Visage as well. The birds can't hit the egg, which is always fantastic. It provides assistance for the Medusa in these team fights. I wouldn't hate it, but I do think they need a little bit more lockdown. So Centaur, Slada, Treant. Okay, something different completely.
So
So
the
maybe it's offlane Dawn, I guess.
Yep. Potential to flex the Dawnbreaker gives you ways to help protect towers early. They have heroes that also like to fight early in the Puck and the Dawn, so they will be able to get.
But now I think the
10
Visage is fine
seconds
going 3.
remaining.
Sorry to interrupt, but like this is the thing. Dawnbreaker is an
5
incredibly strong
seconds
laner.
remaining.
Treant is strong, but not strong with the Medusa, you know? Like it's going to get Medusa the farm, but Visage is also going to get the farm, and that's going to enable the tower push. So I don't know how
Choose your
strong I feel
hero.
about that. Terrorblade, pretty nice response against the Medusa. Again, I don't know how I feel about this. It's a Chuan Visage, actually. Is this a 1 Bruma? No.
No, it's a 1 Tibby.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Offlane Enchantress for Brewmaster. Well, they get a hero that is able to combat versus late game. First, Medusa, one that really doesn't mind about standing inside the coil as well. You have such a long attack range, especially with meta popped. My concern is if... I don't even think they can blow up the Terrorblade early on, but I think late game he should be okay. There's probably not a threat of like a stun into Mystic Flare and into Puck getting rid of you. So, yeah, I think late game actually Neon have a decent way to fight with this TB. I'd probably still give a bit of an edge to TNC because I do think the Puck is pretty much unanswered, but the DK, and I don't think one stun is enough to really deal with Krish this game.
I'm just wondering what Seh is going to do this game. You know, like you're a position 4 Brewmaster. What are you doing with an Enchantress? Like just being a body to allow her to throw out a bunch of impetuses to prevent the Medusa from getting as much out of the lane. I think the TB is a fantastic response, but like not too much else about Neon's draft I like, if I'm being completely real. So I think TNC probably have this one, and it's really just going to be on the back of Bell to make sure that he's in a good position at all times, not getting that easy pick off to transition into TNC taking these towers. That's going to give Neon any sort of chance in my eyes.
Prepare for...
And we'll find out. Feels like Neon all on the back of being able to take these objectives early. Of course, the TB is also a relatively decent hero that can kind of get active at the early stages. Depends on if you're popping your meta to farm up the jungle. So we are going to have a bit of a fight breakout, it looks, by top.
This team's won to. They've gone heavy into the early stats and the magic stick.
Uh-oh, not a good position to be in when 5 members of TNC are just walking up to your triangle. As Krish finds first blood, and that gives a perfect start over to the mid laner.
30 seconds.
They're picking out the fact that they've warded there, so at least they're going to get that little bit of extra experience. Never mind. Bok makes sure to check for the ward. They've got a couple of sentries here available on the tree and protector. Wonder if he's just going to give that solo experience over. No, they just secure it themselves.
So we both on the board for TNT?
Oh, so now you're jumping on after the first blood.
I mean, I said TNT in the draft. What are you speaking about?
Roll it back.
All right.
They didn't deny that Observer Ward, though, which is a little bit of a shame. It just gives a whole lot more experience over to Avatar mode. Have a look at the items that everyone started out with as well. Just a crap ton of Iron Branches, the magic sticks across the board. It's understandable, right? A Visage lane into a Skywrath. There are going to be a lot of spells being spammed out there. Actually, never mind. They've got Seth going down bottom with a Terrorblade. Chuan up here with Enryu. So really just looking to put a ton of pressure in onto this Medusa. And they also cut down the tree line. So that's going to enable them to be a lot more effective at being able to bully out this treant. I think that's going to be the name of the game, right? Like, obviously, Yoe is not going to come forward and very easily get harassed, but it's just going to be, all right, dump the harass into Mavis and then use the Soul Assumption to hit that into Yoe. And every time that you get a chance to throw out the impetus onto the Medusa, they're going to take it.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
It's a very interesting lane dynamic we have up top. Like, I think we have actually seen Chuan play the Visage before. They didn't have success on it. We don't really see the 3 Enchantress, but it's a lane where Mavis won't really be able to do a whole lot without the trees here. And you see, he does have the small camp to be able to play with. Chuan wasn't able to block that up with either a sentry or his own body. I think Mavis did a pretty good job just to be able to zone away the Visage. And now already having level 2 on the trees should be able to a bit better over time. You see they're putting a lot of harassment into Yoe. They're actually going to try and stand their ground and man fight. Yoe and Mavis should be able to find the second kill of the game. And now Enryu's got the impetus back up. He's not going to get too much distance away from the Medusa, so the damage not enough to bring down Yoe.
He went very greedy with this build on Chuan as well, just going full regen. I think these are the first tangos that he's actually bought the entire game. So he's going to give one over to Enryu and then go straight back to harassing. But yeah, I mean, if he just opted to buy a little bit more regen from himself at the start of the game, that would have turned out very differently.
Bottom lane. Bok and Carlo. Another kill for TNC, up to 3 on the board, getting rid of Cez Brewmaster. And that is going to put the Metamorphosis on cooldown as well. So now Bell, I feel like he's going to have a pretty difficult time in this bottom lane. Again, Brew's not the greatest laner, and Dawnbreaker and Skye, they're very tricky heroes to be laning to. That is a lot of damage.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can see why they've gone for the magic stick super early on, right? Just constant harass coming at you. A lot of magic damage as well, which a TB isn't super great at dealing with in this early stage. Going for the early boots as well, just trying to keep this lane positioned as well as he can.
So even with that first blood advantage going over Krish, it does look like Avatar Mode's still having a very good time mid. 19-2 compared to the 11-1. Of course, Krish has 4 creeps going under the tower, but he did get a bottle instantly with all this gold. And I think the big thing about going bottle first item for the puck is just, it's going to enable him to play a little bit more off the back of his spells to CS instead of his right-click damage, because of course, there was always going to be a big advantage to the DK in that regard. So I do say Krish is doing an okay job to keep up.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's just happy enough with trading against this DK, to be honest. You need to be able to respond. I wonder what his item build is going to be, actually, on Krish. Like, he's going into the full magic wand, of course. He's going just boots of speed queued up after that. Is it going to be travel? Like, is he just going to be a little less focused on, okay, well, I need to make sure I've got the Blink Dagger to set up for these early team fights, or if it's just going to be, I need to keep all of these lanes pushed out to enable my Medusa to come online, because I think Medusa should come out of this laning stage a fair ways in front of the Terrorblade.
I don't know if he needs travels just because you've got a Dawnbreaker that can play across the map, and the tree as well likes to play one of the side lanes. So maybe he feels like the rest of the team should have the capability to be able to deal with the waves. Maybe it'll just be like that Witchblade into Blink build that we see often.
I guess, but it's like, it's a Visage, a DK, and a core Enchantress, right?
Yo,
Like, how you can actually deal with that.
Bit of trouble top. It's going to be alright.
If they didn't have like 3 amazing pushing heroes on Neon's side, I would agree with you, but I still feel like Dawnbreaker needs to put himself a little bit too aggressively to be able to get a lot of this defense, this wave push out done.
Maybe he can do that this game just because he's going to be off to a very good start. Like, we're both under the assumption that this bot lane should go pretty well for Bok, especially with 2 assists already and a little bit higher of a last hit stage than what Bell is on the Terrorblade. I wonder, what are you actually expecting him to itemize this game for the Dawnbreaker?
I think you just need to make sure you can get in there and not be the person suffering from the Brewmaster split, right? It's still a position 5, but it's just one of these heroes that's capable of, all right, well, once you hit your ulti timing, that's all you really care about as the support. So I think he's going to get the BKB pretty soon after the phase boots that he's got queued up right now. Actually, Enryu, he's taking a little bit of harass up on this top side.
Oh, that is a huge kill. He just TP'd back to the lane. Oh,
he TP'd
no.
back to the lane. He had a Fairy Fire. He had 2 Magic Wand charges.
And bottom lane, Bell's in trouble as well. Whoa, what was that? The crit from Bok, thanks to the Luminosity. And now, they might be able to chase the Brewmaster down as well. Bok has got the abilities up in a couple of seconds. They're going to block off the tree line. They have the creeps as well to tank the tower. So a second kill for TNC down bottom. These lanes are going incredibly well for Dire.
The mana situation looking like as well. I guess Skyrath's a little bit low, so he's not going to be able to go for the kill on Bell again as he TPs back into the lane. But yeah, they've won all 3 lanes on TNC's side. This is why I was so favorable of them in the draft.
We know what happens when a team wins all 3 lanes. This is not good signs for Neon and how they're going to be able to combat the early game now. Do we want to say 3 lanes? Because hang on, mid is... Avatar mode is kind of chilling here.
He's fine, but again...
Top lane, hang on, Twan. Oh, I really didn't think Your Way was going to have this good of a time top. Like, with the early harassment that we saw from the Enchantress and the Visage, a double range into a Medusa and a Treant Protector, I thought they were going to have a better time, but TNC getting multiple kills in this lane.
This legit just comes back to the decision not to have regen on the Visage and giving up that early kill to the Dusa. Like, it's something as simple as that has actually turned this lane entirely. If he had a bit of regen, you would have been able to get off 1 more Soul Assumption, or at the very least, probably reduce Yoe's creep wave accessibility by
Wait,
like
they're gonna get another kill. Danog, this is not good. They don't even need Krish for it. They don't even need Krish. It looks like he'll join with the help of the double damage room, but Ryu, another death on the offlane Enchantress, and with all this going on, this is perfect because Carlo's just soaking up experience mid, so they are getting everything they would ever desire out of the map.
Instantly gets the D-Ward as well with the last couple of seconds of their sentry that they still had in the lane from when they D-Warded originally, the 0-minute runes. So yeah, it's just everything's going well for TNC right now.
Quick TP down. Krish to the bottom lane's gonna try and catch out Neon, but I believe they saw him on the creep wave, so Krish will not be able to catch a straggler.
Radiant scanning exactly where he's placed the Observer Ward. He knows exactly where this Terrorblade is farming. So the question still is, though, for TNC.
Wait, they're coming.
You've done...
Oh, Carlo, just the one to get a glimpse of Bell instead of Krish.
But you've done well on the laning stage, right? It's all about converting it into towers now. Their tower taking isn't great. Skywrath does nothing, Puck does nothing other than push out creep waves. Treant, good at defending, not at pushing. So it's going to be on the back of Medusa doing something eventually. I guess Dawnbreaker does a decent enough job, but he's still operation get this initial bit of farm, basically.
Do you really feel like that? Because I feel like TNC don't really have a timer where they need to convert early objectives as mid lane. The Solar Garden, Core's could have locked him inside the AoEs, just able to make it to the higher ground, but there are no reinforcements showing up for Avatar mode. No one on Neon looking to protect their position too, as TNC continue to be flawless in this game one.
I think they're generally okay if they have to drop that much to be able to kill him, right? Like, they drop two big playmaking ultimates in the Dream Coil and the Solar Guardian coming through. And it's going to allow the rest of the team to catch up somewhat, right? Because they're going to have the security of saying, okay, well, there's no Puck rotations that are going to be happening. There's no Dawnbreaker rotations. Let's just get this initial bit of farm. Seth was able to sit here on the bottom side of the map, get closer to his level 5. He's got the boots coming out to himself as well, so... I think it's... Oh no, please get the boots.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
He got the boots.
He got him, but he's not going to be living too long. Fucking Carlo.
Look at how fast he's moving, though.
Oh, yes. Fast into the death. That's the important thing. As long as you're running speedy in the afterlife, doesn't really matter.
Henry's got the power treads finally coming out to him. Mavis, though, approaching that level 6, so he's going to have that team fight potential for himself. And, of course, you're a Dream Protector. You can very easily push this wave away.
Carlo, he's already got Mystic Flare. Mavis has already got Overgrowth. With all the kills we're getting out of TNC, the supports are such a high level, and not only that, but they've also been able to soak up some of the lanes. Again, we saw Carlo getting some experience mid. You've got the Medusa back in the jungle, so Mavis was able to get some solo experience. Meanwhile, Krish solo kills Bell. 12-0 is TNC. What a game one start.
All right, who's dying first? I'm putting a poll out. Who do you think is going to die first this game on TNC?
I reckon it'll be either Mavis or...
No. There's no either's here.
Okay, Mavis.
I'm going to say Carlo.
I was going to say Carlo too, but...
Well, you can't.
Oh, wow.
One allowed only. Are they going to group around these siege creeps? That's what I want to know. Bell, he doesn't have the meta, so probably not. Still needing the level 6 on Se, although he might have the tome coming out to him. Okay, this might be their big timing, right? But Avatar mode's just using this Elder Dragon form to farm a little bit quicker. Not the best camp to do it on either, just those kobolds. And the cheeky little soldier just disarmed him. But maybe they're just thinking, alright, well, they might have Mystic Flare, but they won't have the Overgrowth to be able to stop this push from happening. Again, like, just doing a great job on Carlo to pull the wave away. Make sure that siege creep goes down very quickly. They might pop the glyph, but I think probably won't do all that much. And then, yeah, just heal up the tower.
Oh, Sentry just out of range for Mavis to be able to get that Observer Ward. Would have given them so much control of top, because this is that lane we're looking for.
They got Overgrowth again.
And the Mystic Flare says nearby. And Ryu's starting to get a little bit more tanky. Raindrops, cloak, treads. Really needs that hood though.
I'm just trying to think, like, what does Neon feel like they need at this point? Like, Says just made a TP mid. They're going to smoke together with Avatar Mode, who still doesn't quite have the Blink Dagger just yet. I mean, it's all well and good to be able to wait for your timings and all that, but, I mean, you've got the level 6 on the Visage, you've got your Brewmaster ultimate, but you don't have a way to instantly get onto someone. Bok's the one that they've found, but I don't know if they can kill him.
No, that's not the hero you want. He's pretty close to the T1 tower as well.
Try.
Ooh, should be fine with how close he is. First TP's coming out. Bok's gonna try and Solar Guardian out and we'll just make it. A little bit too late with the Cyclone. Oh no.
Did you see that? The boulder flew across the entire map and stunned him.
No, I didn't see. Oh. I haven't even looked at what Medusa's been up to for quite some time. Just chilling in the jungle is your way. All the farm we would need mid lane. Coil out behind the tier 1 tower. It's a pretty deep dive, but with the use of the Mystic Flare, they'll get rid of Bell instantly. It looks like Dawnbreaker is gonna go down. Mavis thinking about stepping in, has the potential for the overgrowth, but the damage lacking for the moment, and looks like Neon are gonna be able to find their second kill. Back to back for them, lovely.
Og champion, and they've got all the boys here. They don't have the Brewmaster ultimate. They don't have the a lot available. The Elder Dragon form's still on cooldown, but maybe they're going to try.
They shouldn't be able to get this. Oh, Avatar Mode's got the blink already. Christian's gonna have a free time to be able to spellcast, and Sean just beelines into the middle, and he is gonna get nothing out of his life.
And back when Sean was playing, it was really the micro supports that I've been seeing as his bread and butter, but I mean, he just really mismicroed his familiars as well as himself there, just getting the familiar killed off after his death, gone way too deep to try and take out that Medusa.
Hey, Neon got 2 kills though. Let's go. Woo. That's only a 4,000 deficit.
What do you think Gaben thinks?
79?
87.
See, it's doable.
Sure.
You got Bell, who's who we caught out of the river. Oh, that is a lucky rune to find. They still got the coil. And with the break, Carlo can drop the Mystic Flare freely, knowing that he'll get full damage required to be able to get the kill. So TNC racking another one up, but does give some time for Bell. He is farming underneath the Observer Ward, but I don't think there's much TNC can do about it.
Nah, not with Dreamcall and all that just being used to kill the Brewmaster. I think right now it's literally just, alright, let's get Manta Style available.
Venturing a little bit aggressively into Neon's jungle. A couple of wards and sentries maybe that he was looking to place, and looks like Neon grouping up. They just double smoked.
Where's the comms, boys? That's what we need to know. And your way, I mean, a lot of people have been flaming him over the past little bit, but this game, his rotations have been really good, understanding exactly how far he can put himself out there and immediately getting out when that prospect of the smoke was coming.
TNC, they do their own smoke as well to the triangle, so both sides mirroring this attempt. But both carries will be okay.
Might not be. I mean, he's pushing himself, putting himself in the mid lane. Oh, he sees him.
Yeah, he's gonna see the smoke popping. Oh, this is not a very good spot to take the fight if you're Neon, with Mavis in the tree line. Gonna be able to hold back the DK for the moment. Solar Guardian into the middle. Once again, the coil just puts him out of range. It's actually a decent start to the fight now with all the ultimates being expended. But Neon, do they have the damage to be able to continue on for more? They're gonna try and target down Bok at the moment. Dawnbreaker in the middle, soaking up all the damage, and they don't even get rid of the Dawnbreaker. So Bok easily able to step to the safety of the tower. Now, oh no, he's just once again ventured too far. So all we have is a death on a support. A lot of ultimates expended though.
I think you're very happy if you're TNC. You've still got this creep wave with you, so they could just convert this into a mid push. I was really thinking this was Neon's timing, right? They had the Elder Dragon form available. They had all of their ultimates, and It was a not what they found Enchantress.
Henry, you?
Again, this is a 4.
It's a lot of damage.
Mystic Flare. Do you still get the bug when Mystic Flare's invisible? I do, and it really
No, I don't.
annoys me.
Imagine having bug game. Can't relate. My game is beautiful.
Just 4 FPS, all that stuff.
Dire's bottom tower
They get the
has
deny
been denied.
with the bottom lane with
middle
Yoe just
tower
TP'ing
is
down
under
there
attack.
before it goes down. So just again,
Top lane,
stifling
Avatomo?
the amount of farm.
They have a stun to be able to cancel this. Coil is available, and Krish just gets in range to be able to cancel the TP. Even gives a tip over for good measure onto his counterpart position too.
You've done quite well.
Playing well again is Krish, 7-0-3. He's a bit of a game 1 specialist so far from what we've seen. In the previous series that we watched him, he was playing the Mars, had a fantastic time. This time around, it's the Puck, and he's just looking to connect again onto Seth.
Woo. Get the Ancient Seal, even forced to drop the Mystic Flare, but max out Ancient Seal with the damage coming through from Krish, already level 13 on the Puck. Neon are not tanky enough to be able to survive through all this magic damage.
Is this the game? I don't think it's going to go that late, but I was about to say, is this the game where we get the Revenant's Brooch available on the Puck? Witchblade into the Terrorblade. I don't know. Could happen.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Could happen. I wouldn't hate to see it, honestly. We do not get to see Revenant's Brooch too often. We do
And the
have...
Terrorblade, but he's moved away. TP's up towards this top side. Again, they have only... Well, I wouldn't even call it claiming a tower on that bottom side. It was denied. And you've got a Visage, a Dragon Knight, and an Enchantress. Some of the best pushes in the entire game. And they still haven't got too much map control.
This is a lot of information though on TNC. They knew that the Terrorblade was down bottom. They saw him TP up now top with multiple lane wards. So TNC, they should be able to get some heroes top, recognizing that more than likely they're going to try and set up for a push, especially with this Manta. Well, now they're going to see him walk back to the triangle. So yeah, TNC are well aware of the next couple of plays that could be coming out from Neon, so they can get set up for this.
Henry's trying to do his best with the Skeleton Warriors and the Dark Troll Summoner to just get some split push happening here, but a good movement from Krish. He does eventually end up going into the Boots of Travel, or he will after another 500 gold, but again, he's just a great hero at being able to keep these lanes pushed out as much as he can.
Avis. Moyes might be able to run into the Treant Protector. Got a really good ward on the backline though. For confirmation of Neon being top, they're going to run into Carlo. Should be able to secure the kill for the Solar Guardian and the Overgrowth as well for good measure. Drop the hammer down. There's Neon not long for this world. Again, 2 heroes evaporating. And that's a Dragon Knight. That's your position 2 who's supposed to feel tanky. He just gets blown up. Oh,
And they're just following the Earth Panda as well. Just wanting to get that cleanup kill. Very easy, and they're just going to... At least there's no stacks for them to steal away, but Yoe, he's going to take them anyway. Also, just sentry warding up the last place that they might feel a little bit safer on Neon.
Oh, Yoe. So much farm. Almost Scardy as well.
What do you think about the game score?
Monka. That's not a good game score.
No, it's
I can
not.
tell you what. But maybe it means they can
They can come back.
yeah, maybe this is the only chance of them being able to come back. A 3-2-2 game score.
Actually, let me check. When did egthrowlast.com? I love that it's still updated after all these years.
Oh, it has to. I don't know if they're throwing a DPC game. Hey, why are we throwing EG on the bus? What's going on?
I know you're a bit of a fanboy.
Yeah,
but,
leave him
just-
out of this. Hang on, leave him
well,
out of this.
maybe someone will need to make one for TNC if they find a way to lose this game.
What, is there one for every team?
No, it's basically just EG because back in my day, they were known for throwing a fair amount.
Yeah, man, EG would never do that. They
Classed at the major.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So what? I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear it either.
Yeah.
We got Yoe pushing on this bottom side with the siege creep. Devastating push coming through with this Medusa solo, by the way. Just no one else showing on the lane. Carlo and Chris just making sure to hang out nearby, and we're seeing the benefits of the Dawnbreaker, right? You can just be on the complete other side of the map, still second on net worth, because at any time it's very easy to join the team. They have no answers to it as well. And with picking up the Dawnbreaker, I was talking about the Medusa, and of course you don't want to deal with the mana burn with a Nyx Assassin, but Spike Carapace, another one of those great ways at stopping the Dawn.
I thought they were just going to go for the game-ending push. I'm honestly a bit surprised they didn't go high ground. Got Scotty.
What's wrong with Roche?
Yeah, nothing's wrong with Roche, but you are in a position where I don't even think you need it. But you're right. You just make sure you don't throw. Don't get that tally stacking up for TNC.
Don't EG it. Got it.
They're gonna find Set in their jungle. Chris gonna try and run some other heroes in the west course. Not gonna lock anyone to place. So he'll come back to clean up the kill onto the Brewmaster. They continue to keep their tier 1 tower alive as well, so yet to find an objective on Neon.
And they got the Treant, so you can always just look to heal it up. Might be using it onto himself instead, just as he looks to keep this mid lane pushed in.
Uh-oh, and Ryu.
More pressure on, yeah.
Waiting a little bit too far forward, Carlo. Hold him in. Hesitant though is Mavis to blink with the Overgrowth. I just want to make sure they hold this for a team fight. And I guess with Overgrowth on cooldown, maybe can give you an opportunity to defend this tier 2 tower. So, nice trigger finger for Mavis.
Carlo's going for the Blink Dagger. I would still really be an advocate
Bottom
of
lane, Krish. A battle with Avatar mode. Box going to be able to join as well with the Solid Guardian. Mavis soon to follow up as well. Avatar mode close to the tier 3 tower, so the reinforcements soon to follow. But the Overgrowth instantly holding them into place. The Primal Split can't get into the middle of the fight. It's Twine just makes it to the higher ground. But now Neon, do you have what's left in the tank to be able to secure the kills and bring this game back in? I don't think you do. And Ryu stuck in the middle. This Enchantress just getting beat down left, right, and center. And now Krish can lock 2 heroes into place with the coil. There's nothing you can do. Turn to stone. And Bell soon to be brought down as well as Krish beyond godlike. And TNC, I think you're at the territory where you just need to call it.
Getting close. I mean, they've got backdoor protection for a little bit. That's why Carlo's made this rotation towards mid to do his best to push the lane in. But you're a Skywrath. You don't do that so great. Looks like they'll be able to maintain it for now. Yeah. Like, he's gone and bought the Blink Dagger. I still really want the Atos on Carlo, right? Because as for right now, TB's the one that you really want to take out a lot of the time. He's got the Manta style, but he's going to need to use that for Puck Silence. You're going to need to use that for Overgrowth. You're going to need to use that for Ancient Seal. So you just lock him in place and then burst him down after that.
A prize.
Well, is there even like the bestest opportunity of a fight?
Yep.
Yes, the bestest. Of course, it's only the bestest for Neon. Can they ever have that bestest fight to be able to come back?
Their team fight is worse. Their pushing is better, but they haven't really done any of that. How close is TB to Skadi?
Oh, and Ryu. Not the Enchantress, just venturing again too far. That's something you got to do when you're this far behind. The heroes are going to be picked off, but you just need to get the map out in a position where your core can, and that core being Bell, can try and find an item.
I was about to say, what? Edry is the core, man. Like, he's the one that should be taking advantage of the farm, not trying to split push as an Enchantress, this single target hitting hero.
So no, what I mean is, what is that? The most ideal fight, every perfect scenario going the way of Neon. What is that?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Are we too far apart that stage?
I'm getting a moment. Honestly, try and find the Dawnbreaker, I think, to be able to start out a lot of these engagements. Like, if they could kill him somehow, with the minimal stuns that they have, like, DK gets on him, Dragon Tail, follow that up with Soul Assumption, Medallion of Courage, double Familiar Land before he's able to BKB, and while he still doesn't have buyback, never mind, he has buyback in about 15 gold, then maybe you could turn the fight around because their sustain isn't going to be as good, but that's really it.
Okay.
are scanning.
Operation Kill Buck. Even going through 2 lives of the Medusa afterwards is not going to be a fun time at all. So, just at the moment resort to trying to split push, and I imagine TNC will maybe think about getting a deep lane ward out or like a Tinker ward, because this is really the name of the game now for Neon. Get that split up fight. Catch up Bok by himself. They are under the ward though, they're going to be cautious. Christian, aggressive jump onto the high ground, but again, there is no concern. We said this was a free puck game, and it's proving to be the case. The only answer to the Dragonite has really done nothing to prevent Chris from just snowballing. 12-0 and 9 is the puck.
I don't even put too much of it on Avatar mode, right? Like, he just wasn't able to do anything because they lost the lane so horribly. Maybe one time when they were trying to push tier 1 mid, he could have been a little bit more aggressive with his Elder Dragon form, but other than that, he's just kind of handicapped here. Like, he can't do much. He's got the Blink Dagger, but where's the damage after that? Maybe Chuan having level 12, you know, increasing the damage from the familiars. It's going to help a little bit, but he has Wraith Pact.
Yeah.
He's able to get the courier out there. He's going to send it over to the Dire side of the map.
It went under the ward.
Where he wants.
Oh, okay. No one's going there. Never mind. Does not matter.
They can just push. There's no need to back off. Oh, an overwhelming blink. Isn't that nice?
2400 HP puck. Very cool.
The second, no, third highest in the game, I think.
Yeah, what a tough game. I was just gonna say, and you're also at a stage where Buck is pretty much a position 1 Dawnbreaker, going Deso next item, so...
Mavis on the back line.
Did he drop a ward?
He's looking for that overgrowth. Oh, well, that reveals your position pretty easily.
Yeah. No one's pinged it out, though.
I mean, they have to know. That's why they're playing a little bit more over to the right side, but he's got overgrowth, so... sorry, he's got Blink Dagger overgrowth, so he's going to be able to catch anyone when they feel like it's go time. They're just looking to take out the tier 3 tower because that's really the only thing preventing someone like a Skywrath feeling comfortable to come up onto this high ground.
Oh my god, Enryu, what? What was the damage?
Davis is just chilling in the trees, just being a tree. He's cosplaying right now.
And Krish going to join him as well. There we go. Jump in. Krish instantly to follow up. They might just target down with the Visage instead. Chuan looks like much easier pickings. Box in a bit of trouble though under the tier 4 tower with Enryu being able to pump in the damage from afar. That last right click is enough to get the kill, and now Mavis as well. Next to the barracks. You've got to respect the damage from Enryu when you don't get on top of the Enchantress. She can really start to flurry in the impetuses quickly. Just assassinate Sail on the backline.
It was a lot coming through from the Enchantress, but honestly, it's the same issue. I know it's a Dawnbreaker, and I know it's a core Dawnbreaker, but it's the same issue I was talking about when they were hesitant. Are they going to catch him?
Yeah, you're always just running in with a haste. Oh. And Enryu felt pretty strong, and now he's down 70 seconds. I believe brought back prior. Yep, that's a dieback for pretty much your main damage source now.
So what I was saying before was Dawnbreaker took 850 damage to the tier 4 towers.
Yep.
Like, he just dived a bit too deep, and that was really what I was talking about with going high ground at all. Well, it's still only 30 minutes in. You're going to take a decent amount of damage from these towers too.
Wow, so they're only going to get a tier 3 tower out of this Aegis. I'm sure they'll still push afterwards, but I mean, you can even go now. You can Solar Guardian to join if you feel like that is a possibility, but surely we don't wait till next Roche.
Surely not. I mean, they've got 15 seconds until Glyph, so they're going to be able to hold it off until the Enchantress is alive at the very least. Nearly having a Solar Crest available on the Visage. Really can't remember the last time I saw a Solar Crest come out, but I mean, if you're looking to pump everything into this Terrorblade, who is far and away highest net worth on your team, then why not?
Christian instant jump along with Bok. Look at the damage, man. Terrorblade, he didn't even have a chance to get the Sunder out. They'll deal with the Wraith Pact and look to turn to deal which one next. Again, Bok is taking a lot of damage to the towers. The multi-shot is starting to rack up. They're going to turn their attention away from diving under the tier 4 towers. Back to the objectives they go.
The break on the Enchantress as well. Yoe felt confident in being able to dive, but after that previous death on Bok, they just said, no need to dive towers. Don't want to give us any kind of reason to give our life away.
Should be okay for the moment. Has a decent amount of armor to be able to play with, especially the living armor being provided to him. Just gonna make it away with the orb coming back off cooldown.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Do you go back in? Are you hesitant?
Yeah, Krish is gone. They can't. At least they were able to secure the full lane this time around. It's just, again, slowly but surely. That time around, it was a situation that I'm plagued with these days with the boomer fingers coming through from Chuan. Yeah, the Wraith Pack just came out a little bit too slow. If that was dropped, then TB was probably able to get the Sunder off and survive, but just probably even 3 seconds too late, to be honest, with able to drop that totem down.
We all know the boomer is not an excuse no more with No-Tail winning a major.
No-Tail did not win a major.
He was...
Sorry, he did not win this major.
Sorry, was Seb winning this major?
There we go.
How old even is Seb?
He's 30.
Oh, there you go. You're fine, Mr. Boomer.
He's a year younger than me, dude. He's a year younger than me. It's an excuse.
Oh, that year. So long. Look at Mavis positioning. What? No way he's going to get out. All right. Silence is there. Who's got an orchid? Avatar mode. Interesting.
Wasn't fond of you.
Oh, they're all on reward. Not good, Neon. Not good. Again, the main damage source in the Enchantress, a force to the higher gun. Popping back and forth with the double mobility, but that is not enough to keep his life. And now TNC, once again, concedes the higher ground.
Bell needs to be careful, of course. They just got rid of the Wraith Pack totem. It's got such a long cooldown on it that they're not going to be able to drop it next time. And I actually do kind of appreciate the fact that they've gone for this Orchid, because they just needed some way to be able to lock down onto the key heroes.
Avatar mode. Trying to deal with the backline. They've cycled up the Medusa as well, but you're at a stage where everyone else is so far ahead that Medusa is not your sole damage. And they're
kind of isolated, though.
Bok's gonna jump in. No remorse. Bok does not give a damn. Solid guard, and Bella's actually doing a decent amount of damage for the moment. The right click starting to come quick and fast. They'll get rid of Bok, but it looks like maybe they can turn to deal with Puck next as well with a silence out, but they don't have a way to protect the Terror Blade. 3 gone, and that's should be all she wrote. It was a decent last fight. We saw the damage finally coming in from the Terror Blade, but after everyone else on TNC turned away from protecting Bok and tried to jump the TB, he was not long for this world, and well, Enru is going to join the rest of friends in the grave. An ultra kill for Yoe to close out this game 1. What a beatdown. Chuan doesn't even drop a GG. Oh,
he'd be feeling it a little bit. I mean, they just outdrafted them every step of the way. Like, I was super confident in TNC coming into this one, just because Neon, it felt like while they did have strengths in their draft, it wouldn't come out in the laning phase, and it felt like every single thing that they had was just countered by TNC, when TNC didn't even have the opportunity to counter. They didn't have second pick. Neon did. So to me, this comes down to a draft issue. It comes down to a early game regen itemization issue with not being able to put Medusa behind enough. And yeah, I feel like they were just trying to be a little bit too cute with the flexibility this time around, and ends up biting him.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what the priority is going to be from both sides in next game. If Neon look to have first pick just to kind of dictate the draft, so it could just maybe
chose first pick this game.
Neon?
They had the option. I think Neon chose first pick. Wait.
No, didn't TNC have first pick? Yeah, TNC had first. And I'm pretty sure Neon
TNC chose first pick.
Well, I'm just regardless intrigued to see, if the Dawnbreaker is going to have a little bit more, well, as much priority in next game, because you were saying that it is kind of the flavor of the month hero, especially with how good it looked in the hands of Bok, and who's going to have first pick in the next game as well, just to really dictate this draft, because it did feel like it was a bit of an issue from the start of the game, and we just saw the lanes really crumble from there. Neon, they couldn't get online, and unfortunately for them, they are now down 1 game, and they're really needing a series victory as well. They are 0-3 in series count. You've got to start getting these series wins under your belts, otherwise you get to the later stages, and you might, maybe after this series, even one more afterwards, you could almost already be guaranteed to be relegated out of Division 2. And for Neon, it's definitely not what we're looking to be from them. Of course, a experienced roster that has always been towards the top of Southeast Asia, but at least in this tour, they've been struggling. But it is just game 1. We'll find out what is in store for us in our second game.